The latest breaking news coming in. Pakistan Foreign Secretary Tasneem Aslam has reacted on the boat issue. It has been proven from the contradictory statements issued by top Indian officials that the boat issue was a drama that has now been exposed. Dates for Indian Foreign Secretary's visit not finalized. Well, those are the two big takeaways there coming in, where the latest, of course, unexpected lines. Pakistan Foreign Secretary Tasneem Aslam reacting on the boat issue, where he has gone on record to state that, in fact, now it has been proven that there were discrepancies on the entire controversial issue of the rogue boat, and that has been validated by contradictory statements coming to the fore. Our Strategic Affairs Editor Gaurav Sawant is on the phone line with me. Gaurav, unexpected lines. Pakistan would have definitely taken advantage of the situation. Gaurav, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Gaurav, the statement coming in, fairly unexpected lines, what the Foreign Secretary from Pakistan's Foreign Secretary had to say, because Pakistan would definitely want to take off the contradictory, versions coming to the fore.
That indeed is the case. In fact, the fact that Pakistan has objected to this incident only now and not when it happened goes on to indicate that Pakistan is taking advantage of this situation, of a loose comment that has been made by an officer, B.K. Loshali. In fact, what sources in the Coast Guard have now told us is that B.K. Loshali made a statement way out of his league. He wasn't in the chain of command that night when the operation was being undertaken. It was a boast of an officer. That is what they claim. Of course, an official board of inquiry has now been ordered, which will ascertain all facts in this case. But as of now, from what sources are telling us, Preeti, he appears to have apologized for bringing disrepute, not just and a bad name, not just to the Coast Guard, but to the country. Preeti?
What about the evidence that the Defence Minister was talking about? When is that going to be released, Gaurav? Because now that has become elementary, and especially in voices coming from across the border.
From what my sources in the Ministry of Defence tell me, they will take some more time before they assess what all information is to be shared. The Defence Minister has made a statement that the information will be shared with the media about intelligence inputs. But what they're trying to do at this point of time is ensure that the source of the information is not compromised. They will share information about when this boat left the KP Bandar, why were they tracking this boat, what was the suspicious cargo on this boat. So that information will be shared. But this is only information between, the Coast Guard commander of Coast Guard ship Rajratan and the base. Whether those transcripts will be shared still remains to be seen.
All right, Gaurav, stay on with me. We are joined by our Deputy Editor Smita Sharma as well, who's going to fill us in on the dates for the Indian Foreign Secretary's visit. Smita, what's the latest that you have on that account?
Well, Preeti, we do expect that visit to be happening, of course, in March itself, because till Feb, Mr. Jaishankar has prior commitments. In fact, what our sources were telling us that they had earlier indicated 3rd March, in fact, as a date. But if in case he's not able to make it, because looks like, because he will be heading, of course, with the SARC agenda, SARC Yatra, remember, not making it really too much about bilateral issues. But if it's not on 3rd of March, it could be towards the end of the month. However, this definitely seems to be an issue that Pakistan will now be, in fact, flagging off as far as this terror boat issue is concerned. And given that Pakistan has already said that, the kind of stories that have played out in the Indian press is something that they're looking at, the kind of official statements that have come through on the issue. And this is something perhaps that they will now want to be flagging off.
All right. Smita and Gaurav, do stay on with me. We're getting in some more breaking news. And the latest coming in, Coast Guard DIG B.K. Loshali has filed a written reply to the show cause notice issued to him by the Coast Guard. Now, in the written reply, he has apologized for the entire incident, something which our Strategic Affairs Editor Gaurav Sawant was taking us through. Gaurav, this written apology coming in from Loshali with those two contradictory statements first made earlier and then, of course, contradicted with that press conference that he had called. Really, this reply where he's apologizing, the apology really tantamounts to nothing at this point of time, because what it was meant to do, it has already done, in the kind of criticism that the Indian government has come under.
The damage, as you rightly point out, Preeti, has already been done. Here was an officer who wasn't, according to the Coast Guard, not in the chain of command when that operation was undertaken. He was the Chief of Staff of the Coast Guard Region Northwest. As Chief of Staff, he was in charge of all staff activities and not operations. Naturally, as you would well appreciate, a Coast Guard operation in the high seas is the operation where the operations directorate would be involved and not the staff directorate. There is a clear distinction. But since this issue has been raised, now the Coast Guard has been asked to clarify whether this officer was deployed that particular night. Remember, it was 31st December night when several people were either on leave or celebrating New Year's Eve. So was he in the ops room that night? Did he make such a comment that you blow that ship up and we are not going to serve biryani to Pakistani terrorists? So did he make such a statement? Was it anywhere recorded? Is there a transcript of any communication between the ship and the shore? Once an inquiry is ordered, all these facts will be ascertained. And if he has actually lied, like he now is apologizing for, then strict disciplinary action will be taken against him for bringing disrepute not just to Coast Guard, for bringing a bad name to the Coast Guard and to the country, with Pakistan now, coming up and saying that the veil has been taken off India's sham of being a democracy in this case. So now this has become a very serious issue, and the Coast Guard, they've sunk their teeth into this inquiry. They'll only come out with the truth once this inquiry is over, Preeti.